maybe let's see. Here we go. Hello. There's nobody. I heard somebody move. I don't know. You see that somebody, it's just not the technique. Lovely place. Why does it say recording? I don't understand that. It's friendly.
Hello, I'm here. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Hello.
Hello. Very disorganized today. Because we just had another one and we're trying to run this other one and who's trying to get in. Glad to see some new faces. Rom, what was Rom doing? Okay, everyone's found it. We've just had, because we did one earlier and give me a moment. We're having a 5 minute from there to pull everyone in.
So is anything going to happen?
Right now?
Yes.
Oh yeah, we're just pulling everybody in from the other one. Takes some time sometimes. Sorry if it's 15 minutes late. I know that I listed it at 1 p.m. So I'm sorry if you've been waiting, just to give you some background to that. Now this one, let's start talking. This one is actually, I want to put a link on the Google Documents for everybody because that's kind of important. One moment. Okay. Oh, that's why they can't get it, because it's not there, but the task can be found there. Right, good. Okay, so let's have an introduction of who's here that's new to, because this is running on 2 different forums and I'm not that sure where everyone's coming from. So who hasn't been introduced before, please feel free to introduce yourselves. This is Manon, I see now, Manon, yes?
Yes, Manon and my friend Erwin.
Okay, nice to meet you.
I am a film producer and story writer, short films. And Erwin, would you like to say something about yourself?
No. So I'm a director, an actress and a director. And so the last one is Marie-Louise. And it's a German short. What's not the point? That has been produced by Marion, and we already got 5 prizes, awards. Yeah.
So female filmmaker or no, not something like that? It's linked to, is it linked to the female filmmaking, the recent?
No, not at all. We're independent.
Okay. You're calling from where?
Currently from Frankfurt, Germany.
Okay. How's it with the lockdown in Frankfurt?
As everywhere else, horrible.
Yeah. Okay.
Where are you located, actually?
I'm in Surrey. We're on tier 5.
Okay.
But my life doesn't change with or without lockdown. I mean, there's some things, but you know, in general.
Are you always locked down?
If I'm in the UK, I'm usually locked down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not always, but yeah. Okay, so we have, I just want to greet everybody. Andrew from the last one. Denver, I've never met you. Can you introduce yourself, please?
Hi guys, Denver. I've been a follower of this this group on Meetup now for probably over a year. I've just never had the opportunity to attend meetings in London. But now that everything's moved online, makes it a little bit accessible for me. I'm based in Colchester. I used to live in London for 10 years. South African, moved to the UK probably about 11 years ago and picked up filmmaking in and around about 2.5 years ago now. Still very amateur. I have nothing in the pipeline at the moment. I've got a 1-year-old, which takes up most of my time. So I try and squeeze this in as a hobby. But yeah, very nice to meet you all.
Lovely to meet you, Denver. You're talking about the not DIY filmmakers, you're talking about micro budgeting.
I think I'm on both, but
Okay.
micro budgeting specifically, yes.
Okay, nice. And whereabouts did you live in South Africa?
I'm from a small town called Port Elizabeth, which is on the southeast coast of South Africa. If you had to envision South Africa, you've got Cape Town sort of on the west coast, and Port Elizabeth is on the Garden Route leading all the way down.
I think I went to you. Yeah. Okay. I
we've got a lot of beaches, loads of beaches, and loads of safaris.
Yeah. It's really nice. That Garden Route's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, thank you, Denver. So we've heard from Manon. Okay, you didn't change your Zoom user, and I still don't remember you didn't change it.
I tried. Sorry.
I have to remember what your name is. I had it on my tongue. Can you just tell everybody?
Tanya.
Can you just say
Tanya.
sorry? Tanya. Okay,
Yeah.
I had that, but then it changed from a T to something else. Okay, nice to see you, Tanya.
You know, at the top of your screen, Tanya, you've got 3 little dots. So if you click on them, then it says rename, and that's where you can put your name.
Wonderful, Anna.
Yeah, I'll get into that. Thank you.
It's like it will not be always about your not name, but okay, so like there's a Romulo. Rom, is that you?
That's me, yeah. That's
So-
my full name. I don't know why
What's the other Rom? Like there's some issue of you coming in the chat room each time.
Yeah, I cannot come in my laptop. So in the end I use my Samsung iPhone. It's my Samsung. That's why it was moving, and then I'm not used to it.
Okay.
So I can't. I don't know if it's the recording my voice or.
Well, you're
I'm
in
just
now.
listening. Yeah.
You're in now. It's fine. Okay, Mythily, we know. Okay, and GB's new. Okay, so you know what, GB, you didn't actually tell us your background. Do you mind going through why you're here as well?
Yeah, sure. So I'm actually a software engineer. I create videos as a hobby. The types of videos I create are improv videos. So I look for events happening in and around London, and I just make my own improvised films out of them. I'm based in London, British Nigerian. That's me.
Lovely. Okay. Improv. What's improv? Can you expand?
So there are a few festivals that happen every year in London, and they're primarily like street events that I look for. So anything that's costume based, lots of colors, lots of I guess things people don't really find and easily discover in London. So I just go along with my camera and make my version of what I saw on the day. Which really actually turns out to be very different from how the event actually was, because I put a soundtrack, sound effects, that sort of thing. But yeah, I can share my link just so you can see the types of.
Do you ever sell to the? Do you ever go to the organizers and ask them if they want it, or do you just offer it freely, or do you just do it for yourself?
So I ultimately do it for myself. I post the videos on YouTube, but a lot of the event media managers have that basically reached out to basically well, they've reached out because they've liked the videos. So one of the festivals have been every year for the past 3 years, 4 years, and they you know, I let them know before I go because I get like a media pass, which gives me a bit of access to places that will be closed off to the usual visitors.
Okay, lovely. I'll put a link under their chat thing. There's a link to the Google Documents. Make sure everybody can access that, because if you're partaking in any kind of practicals here, you'll need that for now. So, and on there, I'll put another link, and it would be nice for everyone to share links to their work if they want to. Okay, that would be wonderful, because we're a group and we're all here for a reason, you know. Okay, so just to give you a background of why I started the group really quickly, because they're new people, I just want to motivate people to do stuff. A lot of people here are already doing stuff. There's many types of doing. Nothing has to be perfect. At the end of the day, the process, it's like the journey itself. It's not, for me, it's not the goal. And then, you know, sometimes it's easy to have an idea and hard to develop it. Some people, they don't want to do something without funding. Some people, you know, they don't have the ability to even get a few things, and they're really inspired, they're really artistic, creative. So there's always a way to make things happen. There's always a way to express ourselves as filmmakers, as artists, writers, directors, producers. So in the end, it's a place to be together for this. Invite anybody that could benefit from this, but it is specifically on film. And of course, there are people that transition from photography. Now, I know so many people that want to go into film from photography, but they don't want to do just commercial things like weddings and so on. So I want to say it's not commercial here. I'm not a professional. I'm self-taught producer. I produce now. You can see my background, but I'm not, we're all sharing our informations and our experiences together. And there's a lot of things on the internet that we can also use to help us. So it's just a group for motivation and inspiration. Okay, so we can go forward. So, okay, in this particular meetup, we are discussing a short film that was offered as an idea by Martin last week, another member of the group. And so who hasn't done this?
Yeah, done what?
Who hasn't shot a small 10-second making tea film?
We haven't.
Okay, who else hasn't?
I did it this morning, but like just before, that's why I was late in the meeting.
Okay, has everyone that's done it uploaded to their YouTube channel?
No.
Yeah.
Please upload now, while we're talking, your small clips on unlisted. And when you are ready, put your links in the chat on the right-hand side. Thank you.
Okay, also. Oh, mine is 3 minutes.
Okay,
it went on.
Okay.
I just made a story.
Okay, well, oh, we have another person joining. Cam. Hello, can you hear me, Cam? Your speaker isn't working yet, but you can probably hear me. Hi.
Hi, Tita.
Hello, nice to hear you. Do you want to introduce yourself and why you're here?
So I'm a friend of Tita's. I've made films over the last 20 years. I work across branding and corporate identity, as well as smaller independent films as well. And yeah, nice to see you all. Nice to join. I'm only here. May only be here for a little moment because I'm running some errands. So I'm just here to kind of listen in for now, if that's all right.
Okay, thank you. All right, we have a nice eclectic mix of people, and yes, this was a new thing to just do a practical on, so we are discussing it, but we can now, it's a nice time to already start discussing our issues. So whilst you guys are uploading your footages and your films on YouTube for us to have a look at, I would like to ask you one by one about the immediate issues that you have had filming this small tea film. So Manon, I want to ask you just quickly, are you okay, because you were not aware of the type of perhaps this this meetup, what it was about? Are you okay to stay in here? Do you have some specific queries or you just okay to listen and be a
Yeah,
part?
we're just okay to listen. I didn't actually know that we were to prepare something.
No problem. No
So
problem.
sorry about that,
No
but
problem.
we might leave a bit early as well, just
Okay.
to pre-warn you.
No problem. No problem.
But we'd
Please.
love to listen in.
Yes, please share. As I say, please make sure you take down the Google Documents link, and please feel free to share your products and your work on there for everybody. And we can continue sharing what we're doing here. And you'll see, if you also will see anybody that didn't see the old things, you'll see the first Zoom meeting was about how to make a film on holiday, like literally from A to Z in production. With very minimal budget, so you can listen to those conversations and those Zooms, okay, from that document. Okay, so let's continue. What has been the issues with making your 10-second clip? And let's try not to all shout out together. Let me ask one by one. Andrew.
I think I missed the point of this because I've written a script for a fictionalized film.
Yes, that was for the one before. That was the log line.
Yeah, that was the one when I had sleep issues and I actually didn't wake up in time for the meeting.
No problem. No problem at all. We'll keep it to what we're talking about now. You're very welcome to post me the log line and I will give you plenty of, feedback and so on directly like that. So what has, okay, let's move on to Denver. You did the task, didn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I've got a long list of things that I felt I didn't have or didn't maybe. I think the biggest obstacle I had was maybe where my storyline, once I thought of it, when I put it into practice and started filming, started getting the material together, as I was going through, I started to realize, I should have thought about this. I should have thought about that. I don't have time to do this now. But I think one of the key things for me in my video, and you'll see that, was the illustration of time, which is my main storyline here, really. Also lighting, I was a bit disappointed because my lights are on loan with a family member, and I must have loaned it to them about 7 months ago. I need to loan it back from them, even though it's mine. But other than that, I'd say those were the two key things. It definitely highlighted my weakness in the fact that, my storytelling needs to be a little bit more pin sharp. And then I think once that storyline's in place, I need to visualize how I'm going to deliver that. And that was something an oversight, so to speak. That was one of my biggest oversights.
Have you uploaded your, are you doing that right now or?
Yeah, once it's uploaded to YouTube, what do you need me to do then?
Just unlist it.
Okay.
And then let it upload, and then take that draft link and put it in the chat down here on the right.
Okay.
And yours is 10 seconds.
It is 10 seconds.
Awesome. Awesome. We can do 10 seconds. Rom, not sure. I have seen your three. Okay. Well, okay. Lena. Lena, did you do it? Yes, I think you did.
Sorry, the link I've sent you is not working. So I'm trying to put it on video on YouTube now.
Yeah.
I can't find the upload icon, so I'm trying. So I listen to you in the background at the same time. But it was my video was useless. It was so last moment. I'm sorry, because really I didn't have time, and I spent so much time trying to cut the sound because 10 seconds is really difficult when your kettle takes a minute and a half to boil. and I really wanted to concentrate on the sound, so much so that after, because you said we had to put ourselves as well in it, put myself, and I put some I cut that as well, and I put some transitions, and they are absolutely useless, but well, never mind.
Okay, I think it's also going to be quite good to see. I'm only talking because we're still uploading. Otherwise, I would have just gone straight to having a look at the footages. Oh, Denver, you've actually put yours up here. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm already going to open it up, and I think we should all do that and put ourselves on mute and check it out, because it's only 10 seconds. So let's do that. Let's do that. Let's mute ourselves. I'll mute all of you, and now I'm going to listen. Well, actually, you got to mute me. Let me just listen to Denver's.
Denver, that's really good, mate. Gotta say.
At the end, that's hilarious.
This is really good. I liked it.
Re Hydrate Me.
Better than mine.
Home, 7 a.m. Tap, tap, tap. Cut to the hand. Okay, that's a 1 second cut there. Walking down the stairs. Filling up water. So you have a drink by 10. Wait, let me try and get this back again. 7, 8. So 3 hours. Okay, okay. This is I am getting. Yeah.
This is where I fell down. I asked a couple of friends to have a look at it and sort of tell me what they get from it, but it was supposed to be 10 p.m. And towards sort of the end of the day. This was around the time that I actually filmed it. But yeah, you know, this was an afterthought that, oh yeah, I could introduce time to show that there's quite a lot of time that elapsed in that period. You know, the main story here that I was trying to go for is, even though we're working from home, you know, we're still not staying hydrated as much as we should be, because we're still getting stuck down and bogged down with work, and you know, the bottle's standing there empty all the time. And eventually, you know, when it was evening, I tried to convey that. It was the first opportunity I could actually get a drink of water. So yeah, it kind of fell through, you know, in my opinion.
I mean, I got that there was like a big lapse of 3 hours between, and I got the tapping, like tap, 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 tap. Did you record everything in Foley, like separate, or?
Yeah, I used my iPhone for all the footage, which was the first time I'm using the phone, and I used the iPhone's microphone to record all the sounds individually and just overlaid that.
And how long did it take you to make that?
It probably took me in total just over an hour. You know, obviously trying to do things in between, the editing, obviously, and trying to cramp things down to 10 seconds. My God, that probably took me the most time.
You know what? The editing thing is so funny. Like that thing, when I made my first film, it took me 6 months. I am not joking, to edit a 15-minute. It took me, and I was working sometimes, I mean, 4 to 5 hours a day. Sometimes I would work 10 hours a day. Okay, let's say back to back 3 months of 8 hours a day. That's a long time, because you have so much attachment to what you're doing. I mean, like as a director, and then, you know, as an editor, you're kind of directing your story, and there's just a lot of attachment. And even if you come away, like this guy edits, which is a guy on YouTube that I usually watch, he will say, just go away between every hour, walk around for 20 minutes, because you need to reset yourself, because you need to discriminate on your scenes. That's the hardest thing. And I like that you fast forwarded stuff to just kind of like squeeze it all in there and not lose the feel and everything. And, you know, I appreciate how you cut that. So I think it's a good job. But you're bringing up a very good point about, and I promise you that just gets better through being ruthless and detach, like making so many that you detach. You know, it doesn't become any more about you. I mean, it depends what kind of film you're making. Like if you want to make something and it's very intimate and personal, but if you're just producing, you detach, because you start thinking of the viewer, and it's got to be 10 seconds and people are going to fall asleep. So when you start detaching, you become more ruthless, and then it gets easier, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. I think that what I eventually, I think what the 10-second, what I took from this, what the 10-second, that time frame has allowed me to sort of, or brought to light, was the fact that, you know, key footage is what's required. And I just kept sort of telling myself that as going through, because there were some good scenes that I just thought, oh, I don't want to lose this. This is, you know,
I've got to be honest, when I set the challenge, the 10-second thing made it look like it was easy, but actually it put so much of a challenge on you when you come to edit it to get it within 10 seconds. Rom.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very good.
You
It's
feel
very
like you're losing some key footage, narrowing it down, but you know, it also, like I said, it also highlights what's needed. And I think that kind of opened my eyes to sort of, in the next film, whatever that might be, or the next project, I'm going to be focusing on exactly what's needed.
That's
you know,
very
it might even speed up.
That's
I
a
don't know.
very good point, you know, and just to pull you back on that point, like I was before filming realms of stuff that's just like makes me want to die in the editing studio because it's like, what? That wasn't me. I wasn't filming that. There's no way I would film that rubbish. No, that was me, you know, getting carried away, forgetting where I am. And then I was like, do yourself a favor and just do 10 seconds. You know what? Use a 32 gig SD card and that's all you're allowed. And then film like the whole of this thing on there. So then I was going through the footage, deleting it on the day and doing 10 seconds and being exactly what you're saying, strict with the footage and trying to cut the film in my head. So yeah, I totally get that. I think it's awesome, Denver. Well done. Let's go to Lena's link. Oh no, let's go to Katie. No, let's go to Lena's. Everybody got Lena's on there?
Yeah.
Right, let's go for it.
Okay.
Sorry, you'll have to mute me. I'll mute everyone.
I'm so sorry. I was really interested. Yes, okay.
Sorry, I'm watching this again. I'm not muted. Okay, this is hilarious. Okay, am I off mute now? Okay, Lena, like interesting, really arty, very emotive, interesting choice of music, quite quirky. Am I like, is it not, is that right?
Is that right? What?
What I'm saying.
Is it right?
yeah. But it was really last moment. So music-wise, I didn't have a lot of choice. I was looking through, titles. I don't even know what they mean. I was trying, because it was really at the beginning of your meeting. I was doing that, which is why I was late. So I was just trying to find, to do it quickly. I had not even put anything together, not even the sound at the time. So I was really,
Well, you know what? Well done for even doing it quickly, and it was very creative.
It's very good. It's stylized and
yeah.
But I definitely wanted the sound of the water. That's really what I wanted. For the picture, yes, something better could have been, something else would have been better. But...
Even the sound goes with the style of the.
Yeah.
And if you had the chance to do something differently, or with more time, what do you think you would focus on?
What I wanted was, nothing goes well, if you see what I mean. It's all a mess and all this, and so that's why you've got the big sound of the water and the cattle and everything, because it's all as well busyness, if you see what I mean, with regard to sound. And then once the person, put the cup of tea to a mouth, that's all I wanted to see. I didn't want to watch myself before. I just wanted a smooth music, okay? But I couldn't find it's just music. But when I listened to that one, I just thought, you know what, that's good. It's cool anyway. It's, that's fine.
You know what? Well done for doing
something calming. I wanted.
Yeah.
And then calm.
Yeah.
It's a bit trippy. It gives me a trippy vibe.
Yeah.
Was it magic mushroom tea that you had there?
Right. Okay. Well, well done for doing it, and it was 20 seconds. So. Right. Wait a minute. There's another link here, and I don't. Oh, it's Katie. Okay, let's watch Katie's.
Oh yeah. Okay.
tea time. Worth the wait.
Who is holding the camera, Katie?
Most of the time, me.
At
And
the
just
end.
at the my daughter, she's 15. I made her hold it for me right to the end. But most of the time, filling the kettle and that, I was holding it at the same time. Oh dear.
Good.
Quite funny trying to get the tea bag out while holding the camera, and my hand couldn't find it. I kept missing the tea, the cup completely. So it's quite funny, really.
How many times did you shoot it?
Well, twice, because the first time, I don't know what I did to my camera, but it was some sort of setup and I had no sound at all. And I filmed the whole thing, each clip, and went to edit it and there was no sound. Absolutely none. And it was some setting that was off on my phone. I didn't realize, on my camera, and I didn't realize. So then I spent ages looking at YouTube to find out why I had no sound. So I managed to sort it out, and then so that was a huge problem. And also, as you realised, the time was my huge. It was a minute long to start with, and because I wanted to capture waiting for that 5 o'clock for tea time, so I got the clock ticking, and I'd got the tap dripping, and I'd got the little timer buzzing, and then the kettle. It's like the water's waiting, the time's waiting, everything's like, until 5 o'clock, and then yay, we can have a cup of tea. And so it's hard to get that across. I found to get that message across in the time, because obviously then you'd have only got one tick of the clock and one drip of the water, and I just didn't feel. I cut it, but I didn't feel I could get the message across of the time.
What did you use to cut it on?
I use Final Cut Pro.
How fast do you feel? How often have you used that to feel confident with it?
I'm confident with the basics because I've made little films on YouTube for a while and things. So I'm confident with the basics of it, but I really like to learn more, in-depth stuff that you can do, because I know it's quite intuitive to use. So I think it's quite easy to use the basics, but then I don't really know too much about, I know it's got huge capabilities. So I'd really love to learn more.
Well, I can say there was a lot of humor in the clip. So I felt your personality coming through, and it's very amazing to see different filmmakers and how they, it's a kind of mirror from inside in some ways, if they are able to express that. And different films have different, the choice of music, the camera angles, the choices of cut, the choices of shot really are part of the storytelling, and they really reflect within us. So I felt that was very you. So I think that was a success in just that respect, not even to now I want to, well done for doing it. I want to feedback while it's fresh in my mind that I don't know so much with Lena's, because I think you had it on a tripod. Did you have it on a tripod, Lena, your phone or your camera?
It's mute.
Sorry, I mute myself all the time. No, I'm just no, basically I'm just recording the sound like this.
But your film was,
I didn't do the I did two different things. So the sound like this, and when I when I drank it, not just a stand really, what I used to.
But did you turn the camera and hold it in your face?
No, I had it on I did what you do to turn the
Okay, so it's handheld. Is it an iPhone?
Yeah, it's an iPhone.
So it has inbuilt stability.
Little stand, the thing you
Yeah. Okay, fine. It was just to know that. Okay. Well, before I talk, let's watch everyone's. What is this? I'm going to mute everybody. This is somebody else's. Oh my God. Mute all. Everybody mute. That's so funny, Tanya. Okay,
Who's
Tanya,
that
that's really hilarious. I love the fact that there's the mask at the end. It's like, how do I even drink that? Has everybody seen Tanya's at the bottom of the chat? You guys seen it? It's so good. What did you shoot on, Tanya?
That was great.
That's really good, Tanya. Well done.
What did you shoot on? What did you? I can't hear you, Tanya. You have to unmute yourself. Still need to unmute, Tanya.
Got it.
Sorry, on my Sony camera.
Okay. And I presume you tripod everything?
Yeah.
Okay, can you guys see, let's talk about stability, because that's really usually the first distinction between when you're making footage like professionally and not. Usually, like, you can resolve that quite quickly by using a tripod. So you see, when Tanya shot, she shot everything in frames and with a tripod. And I guess you framed all your shots, right? Like, you checked how you were going to be in the frame and how big you were. Okay. How many times did you, how quickly could you make that one?
Half a day.
You see? Okay. So, and it took you half a day because of what?
I think a lot of things. I think everything takes time. Getting the right frame, getting the cup to move to the place where you want it to be in focus, getting the right sounds, recording the sounds, getting the lighting. The last pan my daughter did onto me as well, and we had to do that a couple of times because she's not so good with a camera, so we had to get the right angles and stuff. She did a great job in the end. Yeah.
And did you take your stuff off an SD and put it on the computer and be like, that's not clear, let's shoot again? Did you use a monitor?
Yes.
Did you run it straight to that? How did you?
I did think about it a lot before, what I want and how the shot should look. And then I did it. Then there was, to be frank, 10 seconds was too short for me. I would have loved more time because I feel I could have done better, like moving from one scene to another. That would have been great if it was more time allowed. So that was, I think, quite difficult getting it within the time frame as well. And I think, like I say, a lot of everything you have to work on. Nothing was easy.
I mean, I'm really glad that you shared that because, you know, that is the kind of troubleshooting that comes up. Literally everything comes up. I have less than a minute before this shuts down. I told you it's a 40-minute meeting, and now I have to purchase a license. Before it like offered me a free extension, but today. So you guys have to wait just a few seconds. It's a very interesting. I guess I'll do a monthly thing. Okay, well, it's still recording us talking. Oh my God, I can't believe how disorganized I am. Nonsense, of course I can. Same bill, credit card. Right, so far it's still running. Okay, I'm just gonna speak while I pay for this thing. Pretty much right. Tanya has explained that it takes absolutely ages. You see half an hour for a 15 or 20 second like that. And that's literally, as you're saying, you've got to go check your shots, go back, make sure everything's stable, check the lighting. At 3 o'clock, the light's different to 10 o'clock and so on. And that's pretty much, you know, this very small production. And that's the amount of stuff that goes into our filming. So